3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we are. 11.
Shall I lay 11 places, Your Majesty? Or shall I lay the table as it is with 10 places?
10. Are you sure you can find another one of those gold plates?
There are only 10, Your Majesty.
My dear, if you'd only use the silver plate.
A silver plate with all the rest of gold, it wouldn't match.
That doesn't matter.
It matters. At our darling baby's christening party,
If we added the silver plate, we could send an invitation immediately to the Blackberry.
I should be delighted to have the blackberry. But she will make 11, and there are only 10 gold plates.
But with the silver plate,
It would look dreadful.
better to offend the eyes than the heart.
Anything else, Your Majesty?
That would be all.
Just 10 places?
10.
The silver plate?
Put it away, Bumps.
How do you worry when all our worries are ended? We have a baby. Think of all the long, lonely years we've waited for a baby.
If the Blackberry isn't invited to our party,
She may never hear about it. Think of all the parties there are that you never hear about.
well, somehow you always hear about the ones you're not invited to. My dear, please let the silver plate be added.
There shall be gold and only gold for my baby's party. Look at her. Gold is the color of her hair.
Matter of fact, I can't see her hair.
Now you're insulting her. Can't you see all that gold?
It's a blessing. There's more in the treasury. There's Nanny. Come.
Nanny will defend her charge. Nanny, His Majesty is making fun of her hair. Her hair? Someday it will chain the hearts of all her subjects.
I'll take your word for it.
Look, her christening robe. Oh, lovely. Look, dear. Is that all you can say?
Well, there is a lot of it. Don't let it smother her.
Every stitch with my own fingers. You're a wonder, Nanny. There's no joy in the world like making things for those you love. She'll find that out someday. I'll teach her first to sew her dolly's clothes, and
A princess? So?
it's one of the things that can make you feel like a queen.
How about it, my dear? Have you ever sewed?
Of course, didn't I make her that little sack?
You did?
Well, yes, and if I hadn't cut the arm so small, she could have worn it. This lamb shall be taught to sew right. Let's just hope now, Nanny, she'll be the sweetest baby in the world. Oh, it's such a lovely robe. It's going to be the most beautiful christening.
If only the Blackberry had been invited.
Magic preserve us. You don't mean to tell me you left out the blackberry? We had to leave one of the berries out. There were only 10 gold plates. What's that got to do with it? I wanted to use the gold plate. But the blackberry, her temper, well, I'm going to use the gold plate no matter if she cries her eyes out. The blackberry won't cry. She'll make someone else cry her eyes out. Oh, my dear and gracious lady, I beg you, invite the blackberry. How can I? Put on a silver plate. It wouldn't match. But folks don't notice things that don't match when things are being shared.
Exactly, my dear. Nanny is right.
Please, won't you dress the baby, Nanny? You're her nurse, not my social advisor. Yes, my lady. Poor lamb. Poor little lamb. And stop that sniveling. You don't know fairies like I do. I hardly know them at all. That's why I'm not going to show my ignorance by putting on a silver plate 10 gold. They have dread power. They're pretty harmless little things. Until one anchors them, and kindness whips about them like a winter wind, changes them to a biting flame. The feast table looks lovely. Serve the roast peacock first. The guests are approaching. Come, my dear, stand beside me. Hurry, Nanny, the service is ready to begin.
What are you going to do, my dear?
I haven't decided, have I?
You remember we stayed up until 12 o'clock last night.
And what was the last name I thought of?
It was Dorothy or Mary.
They're both nice names.
You should decide.
I'm so happy to have a baby that baby is as far as I seem to be able to go.
Well, She has to have a name to be christened. Of course, you want a name that suits her. She is such a pretty little thing.
Pretty? She's a beauty.
A beauty?
I know. Let's call her that. Beauty. Might as well call a spade a spade. Here comes the fairy. Hurry, Nanny. Stand with us so the beauty mayor's secret godmother and their gifts.
And baby chills.
The finest fairy. The blue fairy. The seafoam fairy. The green fairy. The yellow fairy. The orange fairy. And the red fairy.
The rainbow family, they always come together.
They look best together.
Seven. Only seven. I thought I invited eight fairies. Who is it that has not come?
Perhaps you miscounted, my dear. Let's send an invitation immediately to...
I know, the Sunlight Fairy. Where is the Sunlight Fairy? She stopped a moment, Your Majesty. What? After I sent her an invitation? Of all the ways to treat my baby.
My dear,
I had known she was going to spurn my invitation. I would have sent it immediately to the Black Fairy. This isn't a pretty how do you do. Congratulations, Your Majesty, and the little one. Yes, it's nice to see her again.
again,
Of course, Your Majesty, we knew her in Fairyland before she was instituted. Then you know what a prize she is.
yes, next to a fairy, the most exciting sort of a person is a baby.
You flatter us, Your Majesty. And now, for certain, we shall give your little one valuable gifts. Come, sisters, let us see what she may need. Dear magic one, be generous to her. She already has what a girl needs most of all. What do you mean, Your Majesty? She has beauty. Outward beauty. Beauty is to be her name. Then, sisters, let's make sure that her beauty lasts for all of her life by giving her those inner gifts all keep her outward beauty. What do they mean? Beauty cannot live in frowns, pounce, and scowls, and doleful sighs. I shall give you laughter, dear, smiling lips and dancing eyes. Tinsel fortune shall not burn you. Will-o-wisp on mischief bent, nor shall any troubles fright you, for I give to you content. You shall be a gallant maid, brave as one who is a king. For with these I give my blessing, courage that your heart may sing. You shall be so very kind unto folk in every place, for by kindness you shall keep that sweet beauty at bay. This is my gift. You shall give of your joy and of your gold, so your beauty shall live long, even when you have grown old. Patience is my gift to you. Patience that can wait and smile through the gray days and the storms, keeping faith till after a while. There in all ways you shall be. There in faith and wisdom too. And you should be loved of people who have joy because of you. Strange gift. Shh. I don't see why it's so important to have them attend.
they will hear you.
If the blackberry's curse is no more important than these blessings,
I wish we had invited the blackberry.
so do I. The Sunlight Fairy won't deign to attend parties. Where is the Sunlight Fairy? She stopped inside the window of a little crippled boy to smile at him. When my baby is being christened, she had to stop. For just a crippled boy, he was singing. She's what I call a loyal subject.
Now, you know Sunlight, popping in and out, here and there, she'll be here soon. With a gift so lovely that you'll end by being glad she was late.
Oh, you were partial to her. Sometimes I think it pays to be an unreliable woman. If you're as bright as sun, you're as bright as sunlight. Listen, there she comes. Sunlight's coming.
bother to announce to me I wasn't invited.
But madam,
I've come anyway.
Look at her. She's hurried so fast she lost her crown of moonlight and dropped all her stars. I've never seen her so black.
And I mean to be black. I'm a raging fury. My dear, I knew you were being too vain about this stupid gold plate. She's been vain and she'll pay for it. I shouldn't have called her vain. What would you have called her then? She was only happy over her baby. So happy that she wanted everything just right. Happiness is a curse when it blinds you to the feelings of others. I'm afraid you're right, but she's sorry now. Well, how do you suppose I felt when I heard there was a party and I was the only fairy in the kingdom who wasn't invited?
It wasn't that we didn't want you. It was only the gold plate.
Gold plate, fine party. When no thought for me, well, now that your child has gotten all her precious gifts from our more fortunate students, it's time for me to give her my gift.
No, no.
Step back.
No, put your curse on me if you will, but do not harm the little one.
Go. If you try and stand in my way, my curse will be more deadly. Nanny, come back.
Can someone stop her? Call the guard.
Guards can't catch a fairy.
Someone can, someone must.
No, you can't trap a fairy. If you try to, they slip through your fingers like your own bad deeds. You can never catch them. Never. None to take away the gifts that the fairies gave to you. You shall be the child they wish. Do the things they have you do. 15 years you'll laugh and sing, never pout nor pine in their eye. Then beware, this fairy's curse shall break your hand and die.
My baby, my precious baby. Poor wee one. Oh my goodness, how could she? The pity of it. She'll be sorry. She
I
her
don't
blackest.
care. She hurt me. You shall prick your hand and die.
Why didn't you stop her before she made her dreadful wish? I did not know that she was going to give such a cruel gift. Someone must have hurt her feelings. But there were only 10 gold plates. I thought I was invited to a party. Sunlight. It sounds more like a funeral.
Well, that's almost what it is, kind lady. Did you hear the blackbird's wish?
15 years from today. You have great power, Sunlight. Can you do something? Poor Black Fairy. She was hurt. You sympathize with her? Poor dear deluded queen. Poor little one. Poor dear sad world where people let the outward show make inward hurt. But how cruel of her to let 10 golden plates make such a difference. But you, my queen, were the one who prized those 10 golden plates. Then isn't there something you can do? I can give my gift. Oh, thank you, thank you. No, dear queen. Thank the little crippled boy who sang. What do you mean? That so you were late? Because he sang and Sunlight stopped to listen, there is one gift that has not yet been given. How very odd. I mean, I was angry. He seemed so unimportant. Oh, dear Sunlight, I do thank the little boy who sang. Your gift, Sunlight, give your gift. Yes, Sunlight, change the blackberry's gift. Your gift? Yes, do, Sunlight. It is such a dear baby. Cancel her gift. No one, not even a fairy, can undo another's bitterness. Change it with your gift. Don't let her prick her finger when she's 15. She must prick her finger then, for it is willed and evil. But I shall change the gift this way. Come, my sister. None can take away the gift that the fairies gave to you. You shall be the child they wished. Do the things they'd have you do. 15 years you'll laugh and sing, never pout, nor pine, nor weep. Then accept this fairy's gift. You shall prick your hand and sleep. Sleep 100 years till a magic greater than all death or pain comes within this sonic castle. Bless you.
Sleep for 100 years.
And what of us? You will sleep with her. Yes, all who are in this castle at the time shall sleep. But what of...
Shh. The christening service is ready to begin. Bumps, won't you lovely ladies go into the chapel?
What a beautiful gift. To sleep 100 years? 100 years? What's that?
Well, my dear.
We shan't let her sleep for 100 years.
But, my dear,
Sleep is almost as mysterious as death.
we must be thankful.
We must keep our baby from ever pricking her finger. But, dear queen, sunlight says. And I say you shall banish every spinning wheel, every pin, every needle, every person who uses these instruments from the palace. Oh.
Yes, my dear, of course, my dear. The edicts go out at once.
Nanny, please, your highness, you are never to touch a needle again. Your majesty. None who's touch my baby. But I am to make her clothes, as I have always made yours. I shall be careful with my needles. So careful. No, Nanny, it won't do. You must make your choice. Give up sewing or give up being nurse to our baby. I couldn't give up the sewing. My hands couldn't give it up. I couldn't give up the baby. My heart couldn't give her up. You'll have to make your choice. I have my daughter's future to consider.
My dear.
She must make her choice. I think we'd better send her away. I could go up to her house twice a year to be fitted for new clothes. We really must have a good seamstress. No, no, Your Majesty, don't send me away.
Well, I'll tell you, Nanny. How about the little room in the tower? You can see the beauty never went there. There, you can have your spinning wheels, your needles, and your pins.
Much better. It would save me those tiresome journeys. And I could come down to see her? Of course not.
There's a window in the tower room, Nanny. This side of the garden, where the morning sunlight falls. You can watch her playing.
Yes, I suppose you're right. After all, it is easier to get along with an empty heart than with empty hands.
Your heart can never be empty, Nanny.
I just wanted to kiss her goodbye. You mustn't touch her. She must never run the risk of being pricked. People who sew always have pins sticking about them. You shall have lovely dresses, dearie. And I shall see you dancing in the sunlight of the garden. Bye, dear. It was much better to put her off up there. She's by far the best dressmaker in the kingdom. My beauty must have a lovely frock. We're keeping the fruits waiting, and beauty must be christened. And then there's the feast.
Oh, yes, the feast.
That miserable black fairy nearly spoiled it all for me.
Things aren't as bad as they seem at first. Thanks to sunlight.
She didn't do so much, though it was kind of her to try and help us out. But she took such a roundabout way.
Sleeping for 100 years?
It's a frightful waste of time. So much easier to banish all things up to.
I can try, my dear.
Don't say you'll try. Say you will.
I baptize thee, beauty!
Sleeping beauty.
Right. Left foot. Right foot. Left.
Do we fall down or just wobble?
What? Flower girls fall down at the princess' wedding? Never. It's no trick at all to keep your balance. Come on, try it again. Left foot. Right foot. Left foot. Right foot. That's enough of the steps. Now practice scattering the flowers. Right, left. No. You're terrible. Keep practicing listening to it. Smile.
You're rehearsing the flower girl song? Fine, how was it?
Terrible, Your Majesty.
Come, girls, let me see. Nonsense, Bunk. I'll train you beautifully.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Now, be honest here. Don't forget the Bunk is taught you. We'll try, Your Majesty. At exactly 3 o'clock, you shall have some assistants begin to play the wedding march.
At exactly 3.
Then the flower girls come into the chapel during roses.
My dear, have you the doors removed?
Of course. Haven't I had everything that could prick banished from the kingdom? They shall enter during
one can slip on a rose.
Look where you're going.
But that's just it. I'll be going to give Beauty away in marriage to Prince Rupert. And were you worrying about something? It's hard to look where you're going.
A lot you have to worry about. This is the happiest day of my life.
That's always struck me as one of the funniest things about days. Your unhappiest days can be someone's happiest.
Don't start talking nonsense.
Will that be all, Your Majesty?
Yes, Bob. Don't be so glum. We're not losing a daughter. We're getting a son.
Rupert.
He's the only full-blooded prince we know.
I'd be satisfied with the ducal accounts.
And have your daughter gain no less by her marriage? That would make her unpopular with people.
The people adore her.
Because she's been clever enough to smile at them and stop to pack the babies in the street.
Dear girl.
They adore her because she's young and pretty. But what of it when she's old and there's a bad harvest and a cold winter and no golden treasury? They'll not adore her then. They'll growl and say, why can't our queen do something? She should have married a rich king. Beauty shall live to thank Canada for all she's done for her.
You're very remarkable, my dear.
It goes to prove that things can be managed when you're careful and watchful.
Yes, my dear.
Why are you so gloomy?
I'm not, my dear. I'm bubbling over with joy. Rupert.
You ought to be glad I protected the black fairy's gift. And that silly gift of the sunlight fairy. Did she prick her finger on her 15th birthday? No, thanks to me, she didn't. You would have sat around sighing and let it happen. But did I accept that fate for my child? Certainly not. I merely had every spinning wheel, pin, and needle vanished from the room. Her 15th birthday is past, and today she's married Prince Rupert. It all comes from my good management.
I hope so, my dear.
You hope? You know.
Well, I can't be sure. I wish I could.
You're weak, that's what's the matter with you.
Now, my dear,
So weak that you believe in fairies and what fairies say.
does that prove my weakness?
Without a doubt, believing in creatures you can see one minute and can't see the next.
That's what makes me believe in them.
What in the world? Yes? It's Nanny. What do you want? I brought the wedding dress.
Shall I let her in?
Wait, let me make sure that Beauty is nowhere about.
Any sign of her?
None. I've just finished my darling's wedding dress.
Is it very lonesome in the tower room, Nanny?
A little, sometimes, but my fingers are always busy.
Poor Nanny.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it, my dear?
Fit for a princess.
Thank you, Nanny. Your Majesty. What? I thought you had gone. I'm going to ask you a very special favor. Yes. Might I attend the wedding? See my darling baby again? It's been 15 years. I'm very sorry, Nanny, but that's quite impossible. Oh, Your Majesty, it's not you. It's your associates, Prince and you. I wanted so very much to see her. Perhaps it's going to make me a dress and seeing it on.
Couldn't she?
Utterly impossible.
Your Majesty,
Yes, Bob.
do you wish to see the refreshments?
So I did. Mr. Rupert is so particular about his food. I don't know.
There are others. Shall I?
I'll go to the kitchen myself. Your Majesty, off you go, Nanny, and lock the door behind her, my dear.
Nanny,
Yes?
I suppose you'd better go. But I can't see what harm it could be letting you come to the wedding.
The sewing's all done.
Of course it is. I don't know, though.
For 15 years, I've watched her like a dancing flower in the garden. And my old heart aches for a good look at her.
You go in, and I'll lock the door.
Must you?
After all, I did agree to that. But I'll put the keys under the door so that you can get back.
Kind Majesty.
Sit at the back of the chapel and wear a long cloak.
Your gracious Majesty. Daddy, darling, what are you doing?
What have you been doing, my dear?
Dancing on the green. We had a lot of fun. Let's dance! Let's dance! Let's dance together!
Dancing like a little baby girl today, Beauty? Your mother...
I know. If she finds out, she'll... But I don't care. It was my last chance to be happy.
Child, What do you mean?
Rupert thinks it's bad manners for the children to dance with the princess. Bad manners. Very bad manners. Very bad manners. That's a little better.
Where is my carriage?
I can't walk in this nasty mole. Rupert is a mama's boy.
Rupert is generous with this evening. On his birthday, he puts a coin in the hand of every child.
I'd rather put my hands in their hands and be happy. Jack and Rosie, coffee and pebbles. You darlings, I'm going to miss you so. But after I marry Rupert, I'll have to be the way he wants me to be, rather than how I am.
See here. Don't you want to marry Rupert?
Well, Mother says that it's the right thing to do. And if you don't do the thing that's the right thing to do, you don't know what to do.
Life's very difficult.
Stay with us. Don't marry Rupert. We'll tell Rupert to go home. Go home, Rupert. Go home. Darling, what in the world? Why haven't you dressed? Didn't you see your dress? Didn't you think so? Where? Here. I think the dress is the nicest part of being married.
Your Majesty,
Yes, Mom?
will you please inspect these? They have your special design.
Very nice. They have an air. Come on upstairs, Judy, and put this on. Only after I see the feast table. Don't be long. You've got stuff too, my dear.
Eh?
For the wedding. Come at once.
Oh, yes, my dear.
Oh, what a lovely party. All they will miss that. The nicest things are always the ones they put on the table first and don't eat the last.
Oh, Your Highness.
I didn't take a thing. Honestly, Bumps, I didn't take a thing.
Your words are thick with lies, Your Highness. Ever since you were old enough to tunnel, you've been taking things from the party and taking before the parties began.
It tastes better then.
But it's not right.
Take this mint, for instance, Bumps. You never get a chance to taste them before everybody else eats. And then sometimes there aren't any left.
It's not my lot, Your Highness.
Taste it and see how much better it is.
What are you doing?
Giving God something good.
How radical. Like all this.
That's what you never had the nerve to the first time.
I've been looking all over for you,
That's what I wanted you to do.
and I couldn't find you.
And that's what I wanted you to do.
What on earth have you got on? You look as though you're off to a masquerade.
Maybe I am. For a masquerade is where you pretend to be something you're not. Yes, that's where I'm off to.
That's a peasant dress you got on.
I love it. It doesn't have a train like my court dresses. See how easy it is to dance in?
Upon my word, you know such setting girl I've ever known, frolicking here and there. I must say I like people better who stay put.
Why?
So I know where to find them when I frolic about.
But that's not fair. If you frolic about,
I'm not going to argue with you. You think like a woman.
I suppose you'd like me better if I didn't think at all.
Much better. Women who don't think are so much more useful. That's why I'm so fond of the Duchess of Barrington.
Then why don't you marry her?
Unfortunately, she's only a duchess.
Fortunately,
Do you suppose you could do anything about it? Not thinking, I mean.
I could sleep
Nobody sleeps all the time.
or die.
Oh, I don't want you to go that far.
Your devotion touches me.
After all, we'll have to lend a hand in the ruling. After we're married, we'll have a very large kingdom.
And I want to be a good queen. Make my people happy.
Hush and nonsense. You wouldn't have to trouble your pretty head about that.
But a queen?
Only has to sign things that her husband decides on.
But you're not going to let me help you decide?
Certainly not. That would only start an argument.
But sometimes an argument is a ladder of words to the truth.
I refuse to argue with anyone.
Greetings!
Well, it is the king of Tuffington.
Uncle Tuffy!
My little beauty!
So you did come to my wedding. King Tuffy! What did you bring us? What did you bring us?
Did you pass my mother and father on the road?
I didn't notice them.
Dear, I can't be married without my mother.
I thought you were married beauty.
Maybe Rupert thinks that because my father gives me away, his mother ought to give.
My mother would never give me away.
I was afraid of that.
You need to stay right here till I come back. I've got to look for her.
Now I feel even worse.
Why?
I felt bad enough to getting married. Getting married to Rupert?
It can't be helped.
Something ought to be done.
There's nothing to be done. He's the only prince to be had, and Mother's got to have a prince.
If only I had a son.
That's what Daddy's always saying.
But 5 daughters?
They're 6 darlings.
This one of them had been a boy.
It would have been lucky for me.
Beauty, your mother sent me to find... Oh, hello, Tuffy, old boy. How are you? How are you?
Why haven't you dressed, Daddy?
I've been putting it off till the last minute.
That's just the way I feel about it.
Well, your mother insists.
Oh, no.
Glad to have you here, Tuffy. Where's the rest of the family? Oh. Why didn't you bring your daughters? At this particular time, my daughters depressed me. Wish you had had a son, Tuffy. Wish I had. You remember when we were boys, we used to say that my daughter would marry your son so that all our great lands could be joined and we could rule over the people in our good faith. Now, the only prince for Beauty to marry is Rupert. I never liked his father. Pity there are so few kings. I never liked his father either.
Beauty, have they... Oh, that girl, I wanted to stay right here till I got back.
My mother asked if she get dressed. Perhaps I'll forgive her.
Well, I guess she did need to get ready for the wedding. But that's just a sample of the sort of things she's always doing. Have my parents come?
No, funny. We're just speaking of your father.
I didn't know you knew him.
Used to. Poor boy. When our fathers went to leave kingdoms, he used to be there. Has he changed much? No. He was the sort who wouldn't play soldier unless he could be the captain.
That's my father, all right, a born leader. You blacked my father's eye. Why, you?
Don't mention it. The pleasure was all mine.
Of all the incidents, I'll warrant he got you for that.
Yes, he bothered and broke up the League of Kingdoms to tell his mommy.
Look here, you little beggar.
Come, these children are my faithful subjects.
Well, there's certainly going to be some changes around here when I'm king.
Tut, don't lose your temper.
I shan't. This rabble is beneath my notice.
Now, I have something for you. A wedding present.
Well, we have received some fine presents. My mother gave us her favorite cook. She knows how to make all the things I like best.
Hot stock delivered. Here we are. Now, where is the other one?
What is it?
Found it. I left the other one at home.
Is that your wedding present?
It's just half of it. I'll send you volume 2 later.
But what in the world?
It's a diary I kept about Beauty. Since Beauty was a tiny child, I've written up her pranks. This book takes her up to 8 years old. The book I left her home takes her up to her 15th birthday.
But why? What would I?
You see, Rupert, I hope to have a son that would win her hand. And I kept this book for that son. So that when he read it, he was really no beauty.
What a funny thing to do, keeping a diary about another person.
Beauty ran away today in her new red shoes. Got stuck in the mud and lost them both. She came home with a pair of wooden shoes. I remember that. And do you know the one about this was it. We fed Beauty all of them just to see the face she'd make. The little imp liked them and got 4 dishes off the table before the banquet began. She and the second cook's little boy ate them. They deserved to be sick, but they weren't.
And that's your wedding present?
Why, yes.
Then you can keep it. I wouldn't have the thing around the house. It's going to be hard enough having Beauty behave as a queen should without reminding her of those foolish pranks.
Where are you going?
To meet my mother.
Well, I guess my wedding present wasn't such a success. I guess it's just as well as the second one at home.
Bear, let's play bear.
No more today, children. Run along. Here's a pretty penny for each of you. What a vision. Are you
still here?
I know. I'm going.
You better, Daddy. It's the last minute.
I was afraid.
The guests must be arriving. I told Barb to have musicians begin to play as soon as they start entering the chapel. I must go greet them. King Tuffy, will you escort me?
No. Let Tuffy escort me.
You go in with Mother, Tuffy. We're expecting some very important people today. But your hair, it's white, yes. But that's just a disguise to keep this foolish, grown-up part of the world from being too envious of me.
What a dear person you are. I'm growing up because I'm getting married.
But you don't have to grow up just because you get married.
Yes, I do.
If you're marrying the right man, he'll be marrying you because he wants to let you go on, be what you really are.
That sounds like magic.
It's called love.
Well, Rupert's not marrying me for any such reason. He's marrying me because I have rich lands and our mothers want to combine our kingdoms.
How dreadful.
It's worse than that. It's stupid.
Something will have to be done.
There's nothing to be done. Here he comes now.
The bridegroom,
Yes, riding beside that great gold coach.
the coach with the woman's head stuck out the window.
That's Rupert's mother. She's talking to him. She always talks to him. I don't want to marry Rupert.
Then you don't have to.
I do. There's no escape. His mother and father are going into the castle chapel. He's coming here for me.
And we won't let him in.
You can't keep him out long.
Maybe long enough.
Is this door locked? I say, are you in there, Beauty?
Yes, I'm here.
Then don't leave me standing on the top step. It's time for the wedding.
You'll have to open the door. It's no use.
Oh dear, you see what you've done? You've torn your dress. Torn it badly. I should say you did tear it badly.
Let me in, I say. Let me in.
Your Highness, you can't be married in a torn dress.
But what'll I do? I can't get it fixed in time. It always takes quite a while to get my dresses fixed. Mother sends them up to a tower to an old woman who keeps them together with some dangerous sort of magic.
Let me in, I say. You wretched girl, you're playing one of your stupid jokes on me.
I know that magic.
Do you?
Yes, I can fix your dress.
You let me in here.
Wait 1 minute, Rupert. I tore my dress. Hurry.
Dancing, I suppose, because you're such a heathen. I have to go on the house for this thing for my wedding.
What's that you're using?
A needle.
I've never seen one before.
You sew with it. See?
What's fun? I'd like to do that.
Would you?
Do teach me. I can learn to make all sorts of things on long winter evenings.
So you could.
Dresses for some of the fat little peasant babies I know.
I say, will you hurry? They're playing the wedding march in the chapel. You have to let me in.
Oh, I will.
Oh dear, you torn it badly. And it's hard for my cold eyes to see, and it's like...
But I'll have to hurry. Here, let me.
You're awkward with it.
Let me in. Let me in.
Oh,
What is it?
I've pricked my finger.
So you have.
Let me in, you stupid girl.
Excuse me, what has happened? The guests are all waiting in church. The wedding march has been played Rupert's wife.
I'm here, my dear, I'm here.
So it's you who tells me stuff. So you must have blamed Daddy. It's my fault.
What's the matter, Beauty?
I've never been so sleepy in all my life.
Sleepy?
Sleepy? Nanny, what are you doing here? She's been so sweet to me. I tore my dress. She helped me fix it. You wicked woman! She had the funniest little thing called a needle.
You didn't prick your finger, did you?
It didn't hurt, see? There's just a tiny drop of blood. What's up? What's up? What's happening to the wedding? It's my fault, Uncle Tuffy. I'm so sleepy. I'm so sleepy I can hardly keep my eyes open. I'll have to sleep a little while. Just a little while.
Let me in. Let me in.
What in the world? It's Rupert outside the palace. Let him in. He may be able to do something.
Don't open that door. Evil enough has befallen this child that a worse evil was without that door.
How dare you, Nanny? That door will be open. Why, I'm a little sleepy, too. I do believe I...
Let me in.
Impatient fellow.
Look here, old boy. You can't fall asleep at your daughter's wedding. All those people in there, waiting. People are falling asleep in the pews. Of course, it's not unusual for half a dozen people to fall in church. But all of them? You're sleepy yourself. Not in the least. But when someone else yawns, you know how it is.
I
I know how it is.
They haven't got the musicians to stick with their strings.
Let me have a few weeks. Then I'll be back.
Your Majesties, what am I going to do with these lazy creatures? They're going to ruin these dishes. And I'm...
Look here, we must do something.
There's nothing we can do. She must leave. We all must leave. It has been written.
Well, in that case, I think I'll take 40 winks myself.
May she have sweet dreams.
To get to the palace gate. Well, what do you want to get to this gate for? I want to go through. Oh, but you can't go through that gate. Going to try. I've been the caretaker here for 50 years, and that gate hasn't been opened in my time. If I can't open it, I'll fly my way through. How will you? And what happens after you climb it? I want to reach the palace that lies beyond the thicket forest. You're crazy. Those treacherous thickets are 3 miles deep. They've been growing for 400 years. I'll push my way through. No, you won't. I can't stand by and see such a nice young lad go through. I'm not afraid. There's a girl in that palace, the one who's been asleep for 100 years. I want to see her. So did all those other young men. Huh? Young men. I can't get through. I must. Plenty of girls without thickets around them. I'm not interested in them. Beats me how young men always want the one girl to sit away by thickets or something. Sometimes I think it's the thicket, not the girl they're interested in. I've heard that the princess who lies asleep in that palace is the most beautiful girl in the world. Idle talk. Who knows what she looks like? Ain't a man or woman alive ever saw her. She and all the palace went to sleep 100 years ago. For all anyone knows, she may be as ugly as a mud. She isn't. I have to prove. Then he's asleep in there too. Never came back to his own kingdom. Oh, pardon me. His own kingdom? My great-great-grandfather was king of Everything. Oh, then you are. Prince Delmar of Everything. Prince Delmar. Honor style. Riding charger. Did you ever hear of such a girl? She does sound like a deer, all right. That's the spirit. You're going to help me reach the palace, aren't you? What good will that do you? I want to see her. What's the use of that? She won't wake up. I don't expect her to. The legend is that the only thing that will wake her is a magic greater than death. I don't know of any sort of magic. Better drop the whole thing, Your Highness. No, I must see her. What's the matter with the rest of the women in the world, the ones that are awake? I must see her. They say Princess Beauty has golden hair and skin like snow in the sunlight. And she's asleep. She may grow up sing. I'm off. Oh, pray God, the thickets don't tear his young eyes out. Thickets are turning into roses. Roses! There's nothing to be afraid of now. Don't you want to go with me? And I can see her too, this sleeping beauty. Here we are, and here they are, just as the legend says. And they're asleep, all right. There she is. There she is, more beautiful than the legend says. She McDonald. Will you sleep forever? And while you sleep, I shall love you and no one else. And that should bring you happy dreams. For the happy dreams are dreams of love's dead garden. I give all my kingdoms away to you. My kingdom is such a small thing to this. Magic is greater than death. Yeah, but as a living man, I know no magic, so I should be lonely all my life as you sleep. Well, they're sleeping all right, and it looks like they're good for another 100 years of it. Yes, she's sleeping. Well, young man, you got your wish. You saw the girl. Yes. You best be going.
Your Highness, there is nothing you can do.
There's nothing I can do. I wonder what it is. The magic that's greater than death. Just another old wives' tale, Your Highness. I wonder, be another 100 years before another brave young man dreams of the sleeping beauty. I wonder if we'll find a sleeping palace if I found it. Do you think so, old man? Goodbye, sleeping beauty. I wonder if I dare to kiss her goodbye. Surely it's even no harm. One kiss. You never know.
I do believe I've overslept. Your Majesty. What's that? It seems I forgot myself for just a moment there, Your Majesty.
What in the world? Is it morning? It must be tomorrow morning at least, my dear.
My foot is asleep. Ouch! Ouch!
What on earth has happened?
We walk in sleepyhead.
What an odd place to sleep. The palace hall.
I have a faint recollection that we went to sleep quite unexpectedly.
Yeah, without setting our alarm clock.
What were we doing? We're on our best luck. Listen, a wedding march. A wedding march. The wedding! Oh, where is that girl? What in the... Oh, yes, I was Inspector Food. Rupert is so particular. The very idea. Going to sleep before our daughter's wedding? No one must ever know. But go into the chapel and advise the chancellor to announce with regret that the ceremony has been delayed. But if he'll give us a few moments longer, we'll proceed to schedule.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Tell him we must leave. So you come at last.
You're awake.
Why wait?
But how?
You kissed her, didn't you?
Yes, just one kiss. Say goodbye. Say love her. But what is it, making her?
Kiss.
My kiss. The legend says that only a magic greater than death.
Why did you kiss me?
Love.
That is the magic greater than death. Didn't you know?
Love.
The magic that shall wake us all as we sleep long years. I never in all my life saw such carelessness. My mother, wedding. Oh, where is that? Oh, for pity's sake, fix this dress. It looks as though you slept it. I have. There's no time to change. You'll have to let it go. The service can't be delayed any longer. But Mother, there's no time for talking now. Please, Your Majesty. Nanny, what are you doing here? I was fixing Her Highness's wedding dress. The very idea. You know it's quite against the rules for you to be down in the palace hall. Go back to your tower. Oh, Mother, please don't send her away. She's been so good to me. She says she's loved me since I was just a little girl. We've become good friends. There's been an oversight somewhere. Back to your tower, Nanny. I did it for you, my dear. And locked the door.
I seem to have mislaid the key.
Pretty goings on, I must say. Begging your pardon, Your Majesty. But isn't there an opening? It's no use to lock the door after the bird has flown? Nonsense. You're not awake either. Go back to your tower and return to the peril of vanity. Fix your robe. You're all nuts.
I'm sorry, my dear.
If you aren't a sight, a perfect sight. out of room. Go search for him and be quick about it.
Don't hide it. They've all waked up. The cooks are stirring the soup. I think the scullery maids are flushing the chickens. The dogs are chasing the cats.
Who are you?
Oh, I beg your pardon, ma'am. Oh, I didn't know I was in such fine company.
I've never seen you before.
I've only seen you when you were asleep, and folks look a lot less important when they're asleep.
Bump, show this man out. Bump, where's Bump?
No, please. Means no offense.
And who is this man? He's the one who woke me. Oh, well, that was very helpful of him. You may invite him to your wedding. Then after that, your father will give him a medal or something.
Prince Rupert is not in the palace, Your Majesty.
Not in the palace.
No, Your Majesty.
Nonsense, of course he is. He must be. The guests are all waiting in the church. Go search for him. We'll be disgraced. A church full of people waiting for a wedding and no groom.
Yes, my dear.
Bump, go and invite the trance so that we must have a few moments more.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Oh, look. But Mother, even if you do find Rupert, I can't marry him. Don't start an argument now. I've got my hands full enough of this. But Mother, you don't understand.
And so you woke her, only to have her marry another man.
Yes, only to have her marry another man.
Well, that's the way the world goes round. You can't depend on a woman. It's good to learn what you're doing.
It isn't her fault.
We best be going. We should have gone half an hour ago. It's harder now, isn't it?
Yes, go along. I'll follow.
I beg your pardon, young man, but have we met someplace before?
I don't think so, sir. I don't recall.
There's something very familiar about you. I think that I know you, but I just can't place you.
I'm Prince of Tuffington, Prince Delmar the Fifth.
Prince Delmar the Fifth? Impossible. I'm Prince Delmar the Second.
Are you? It is a pleasure. I knew you were here. There's been so much else going on, I hadn't gotten the chance of looking for you. No wonder you recognized me. I'm your great-great-grandson.
Oh, that's it. What a coincidence.
Very pleased to meet you, sire. It's not often one has the privilege of meeting one's own great-great-grandfather.
I don't quite understand it myself.
You see, sire, you've been asleep for 100 years.
And many a time in this 100 years that a young man has tried to reach the castle. Why?
There's a legend of the Sleeping Beauty.
Is that what brought you here, Madame?
No, sire. With this.
The other booklet, the one I left at home. Look.
Sire, if I might read it.
So you liked it, did you? That's a fine man for you.
When I saw Sleeping Beauty, she was even lovelier than I dreamed. And now, it's no use.
Has Prince Rupert been found?
We haven't been looking for him.
Is that individual still here? But Mother, I told you, even if we did find Rupert, I can't marry him. You're being a most troublesome girl. Why can't you marry him? Because he kissed me. Who kissed you? He did. I've never seen you before. Why did you let him kiss you? I couldn't help it. I was asleep. A very unfair advantage to take of you. I'm glad you did. What are you coming to? Nanny said, she should have been banished all the trouble she caused. Nanny said that it was his kiss who booked me. And I love him. But he's an utter stranger. He doesn't seem like a stranger. Just like someone I've waited for a very long time. But you don't know who he is or where he came from.
Oh, yes, we do, Your Majesty. He's my great-great-grandson.
Are you dreaming?
No, I woke up when you didn't, remember?
I won't let you marry this person.
Don't.
I want you to marry me.
Your Majesty, the guests are complaining. They say they've waited quite long enough for the ceremony to begin.
Complaining.
It's the princes, Your Majesty. They say they've waited on those princes quite long enough. They can't help noticing how hard they are.
Beauty's wedding has been held up quite long enough. Beauty, let me marry the man I love. Impossible. You can't promise to marry one man, then marry another.
My
Now,
dear,
Rupert.
my dear,
Have you any news of Rupert?
dreadful news.
What?
Rupert is dead. He's been dead for 50 years. You remember the blackberry's wish?
Tis and nonsense. I settled that.
Well, Beauty pricked her finger.
The very idea. I don't approve at all. I refuse to submit to
But
very
you
noble-
did submit. You slept 100 years.
We won't speak of it again. I still don't believe it. But
was outside of the palace at the time.
Poor Rupert.
Yes, they say he married 3 months after Beauty went to sleep. Married the Princess of Greatlands.
Why, the very idea of all the fickle, ungrateful. I never did approve of that match. But you would have it.
Yes, my dear. Quite so.
Princess of Greatlands, indeed. I remember her. She had a long nose.
Serve Rupert right.
Yes, he lived to be a cranky old man and died without an heir.
It takes a long time, but sooner or later things turn out right.
I've never been in such a position in my life.
It is difficult. No bridegroom.
No bridegroom, but we have a bridegroom. My grandson here.
Your grandson, Tuppy?
Yes, he's a man of beauty. Grandson, meet my good friend, your future father-in-law, Prince Delmarza Fitz.
Well, I'm delighted.
I'm going to have a son, but I have a great-great-grandson.
And he's worth waiting 100 years for.
Then I may television is to begin the wedding march.
By all means. By all means.
There's just one thing, Daddy.
Eh? Anything, my dear. You've got rid of Rupert. What more do you want?
Had Nanny come to my wedding?
Nanny? The dear soul. There's no need to keep her up in the tower. Nanny, come down. Nanny.
Very well. She's done all the harm she can.
All the good, my dear. She stopped Beauty from marrying Prince Rupert. You never did like him anyway, did you?
Why, quite so, I never did. It's all right now, Your Majesty?
It's all right. Now and forever.
Everything's all right. I'm going to marry the man I love. Bless your heart.
Oh, sir, if you might be my best man.
Your very best man.
Oh, thank you, sir. I'll never be able to repay you for keeping that diary.
Mother will go in with you, Nanny. Very well.
You're not going to Grandma, dear?
It is my own daughter's wedding.
Oh, of course, of course. Have a good time.
I wanted her to marry Rupert. It all goes to prove, my lady, that mortals have very little to do with what happens to them.
Come, my sleeping beauty.
No, I'm wide awake. Wide awake with happiness.
And they live happily ever after.
Kevin, who was backstage changing the buffet. Kevin, who was backstage changing the set out, helped us with our set. Mary, Roland, who was on costume crew. Crystal Mass, who came every day and worked on props and provided things. TR, Walker, they designed the program and ran the house. Casey Melody, who was our sound person, all that extra sound that you heard. We have Celeste Ross here, who just about got practically everybody in makeup back there. And so does